Welcome back. Wet and cold conditions are expected this weekend in large parts of the country. Cold, wet weather is often associated with shack fires. So Johannesburg Emergency Management Services spokesperson Mulaudzi will be joining us now to give us some tips on how to keep warm and safe. Mr. Mulaudzi, thank you for your time. Quite an important conversation to have, at this moment, knowing very well that oftentimes cold and wet weather conditions do, in most cases, cause fires. This, of course, can be due to people trying to keep warm through various ways. But let's try and make sure everyone is warm, but also safe. How do we keep safe during this time?
Good morning, Austin, and morning to the viewers there. Yes, we need to make sure that we look after all our heating devices. We know that our residents, most of our residents, they're using heaters to try and warm themselves. Those who are within our informal settlements, they are using imbaula or breezer, and they're using paraffin stoves, candles. Most of these items, they normally make them vulnerable to fire incidents if they are used unsafely. Other residents still continue to use a cold drink bottle or a beer bottle as a candle holder, and when that candle gets heated, it can cause a fire incidents at home. So those are some of these things we're saying to our residents. They need to make sure that they look after them so that we can be able to prevent fire incidents which might occur over this weekend.
Yeah. We're not just giving, this message out of nowhere. You deal with similar cases, tragic most of the times, for a living. Take us through, of course, how prevalent shack fires are during such winter seasons or during such times of the year.
Yes, during this time of the year, as a fire service, we normally receive a number of fire incidents which we are called to respond to, especially in our informal settlements. The reason being that our residents, mostly in these areas, they're using heating devices like paraffin stoves, candles, and then also there is also a challenge of illegal connection, which most of the time cause these fire incidents, even though we do have some incidents where there is deliberate fire setting when people are fighting, maybe in the area, but those are lesser incidents. Most of those incidents are caused by those heating devices I mentioned. Hence, from our side, we make sure that we intensify our public education programs, because as a fire service, we cannot be measured by the number of fire incidents we respond to, but we need to be measured by the number of fire incidents which we are preventing. So I'm happy that last year during this time, we already had about 445 fire incidents in our informal settlements, of which out of those, we didn't even have a single fatality, which is good for us, because our first priority is to make sure that we save lives, and then secondly, we save the property. So we're happy that our residents are continuing to work with us. Hence, we have designed programs which are specifically designed for our nursery school kids, which is a learn to burn program, and also high school program, and also our community emergency programs, which we empower our residents about basic firefighting skills, first aid, and also disaster management and evacuation drills to make sure that they are able to evacuate when there are disasters. So from our side, we will be continuing to make sure that we conduct our day-to-doors throughout the city of Johannesburg, 7 regions.
And I'm happy you mentioned that education and empowerment aspect, Mr. Mulaudzi, because before I let you go, I wanted to ask you, in the unfortunate event of a fire, what do you advise residents to do? What should be their first response?
The first response is to evacuate, make sure that everybody in the house is evacuated. And then from there, when everybody is accounted for outside, call our emergency number, which is 011-375-5911, 011-375-5911, and you can be able to come there and assist. And of course, those who have got the necessary skills to extinguish the fire, they might be able to use those devices like fire extinguishers if they do have them. But hence, we're making sure that our residents have got those necessary fire services equipment, like, for instance, smoke detectors, which detect fires during its incipient phase. So on Thursday, we will be launching our winter fire safety program in Orange Farm in Drizzy, where we have already trained a number of community members in the area with all these basic firefighting skills to make sure that they are able to deal with this fire incident during this fire season.
Absolutely important. I would encourage everyone, of course, to attend and get that information. But thank you so much, Mr. Robert Mulaudzi, for joining us right here on eNCA with that important message. Make sure, of course, you keep safe, warm but safe during this winter season. But with that